Welcome, human animal hybrid failures, to Geek Salad's Retro Movie Reviews for the Geek Salad Podcast. I'm Andy.
And I'm Mike.
And we are back. We're going to conclude our look at MCU movies we haven't yet talked about and ones that Mike has not seen. So, you clicked on the title, so you know it is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which was released 6 years after Volume 2.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, considering that we also had... we also had Infinity War. We had Endgame. We had the holiday special. So it's not like we weren't getting the Guardians of the Galaxy. We just weren't getting them like in their own movie.
Right.
So I'm going to ask you because you know how much I love the Guardians of the Galaxy. What did you think of this one?
I think we're going to slightly disagree with this one.
Okay.
This is probably my least favorite of the trilogy.
Really? Okay.
I still think it's solid. I still think, especially, I think the third act was really solid with this one. I think this is, this might be my, no, the first one I think is still better, but this I think this third act is much better than the third act of the second part.
Yep. Okay. I can see that. I can see that.
But I don't know, something about the first off, I think this movie is too long. 2.5 hours. It felt like it was dragging a couple times.
I can agree with that. This was long. This was a very long movie.
Yeah, I mean, like they finally get to the high evolutionary, the first face off between Quill. I paused the movie. I'm like, there's still an hour left.
Yeah,
what's left to do?
Yep. Well, there is a lot left. It's not. That's the thing about this movie is that I feel like it is a very long movie, but I felt like the time that they used was well spent, especially because there are a lot of beats that you had to hit upon. Especially because this wasn't a straightforward story.
No. But I do think, for me, the weakest part was easily their assault on Org Corp. That fleshy thing. I'm like, there was a lot going on in that one, but very little of it I cared about.
It was interesting. I kind of feel like it was, well, first of all, it was an excuse to finally get Nathan Fillion some decent screen time in a James Gunn movie.
Yeah, and not have him as a CG alien.
Yeah, exactly. I thought it was fine. It maybe overlong based on the purpose that it needed to serve.
Yeah.
But the stuff in it I thought was really funny.
There was a lot of comedy in it, but
if it served a secondary purpose, I think the secondary purpose was that we're kind of discovering that this Gamora is not original Gamora.
I think that also was part of the reason why it didn't work as well, because like we spent 2 movies getting to know and really getting to love Gamora,
right? And
suddenly we've got Gamora, and it's not the Gamora we knew, not the Gamora we love, and we're really only given maybe like two acts to kind of get to know this new Gamora and get to love this new Gamora. So that's why for me it really doesn't start clicking until the third act.
Okay, I mean, I think that with this Gamora has a completely different lived experience.
Yeah,
from 2014 on, than the Gamora who, was sacrificed by Thanos.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for me, Nebula was a lot better character than Gamora in this.
Karen Gillan really has come into her own with this character.
Oh, big time.
The overall growth from Guardians 1 into this is fantastic, and you can see there's much more of a human side to her. She genuinely cares about this family.
Yeah, because not only did we have her for a lot of 2 and all of 3, but we also had her for part of Infinity War and all of Endgame.
All of Endgame. Yep. So she has
really
definitely grown as just a conscious being, she has definitely grown. She was a lot of fun in this movie too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff, especially because now, she feels comfortable enough making fun of everybody.
Yeah.
Like making fun of Mantis. And
when she actually hears Rocket's voice for the first time, and you can see the emotion on her face.
Yeah.
I mean, I think more than any other character, her reaction to it really, really felt it.
Right. Man, Rocket's story is the primary driver of this movie. I did say that it's not the complete throughway of the movie, but all of the emotional heft is carried by a CG character.
Yeah.
I mean, I was telling you before, I wanted Bradley Cooper to win Best Actor for The Maestro solely based on the performance he gave as Rocket.
And I think that might be another reason why I'm not as fond of this movie as you are, mainly because, and through no fault of the movie, but one of my triggers is cruelty to animals.
Yeah.
That's another reason why I was so hesitant to watch this movie, because I knew Lila was in it, and I know what happened to Lila in the comics, so I kind of knew what was going to happen to Lila here.
Yeah.
And that scene is genuinely hard for me to watch.
It is gutting. It is really gutting to watch.
Yeah. And the whole all of the flashback scenes with Rocket, I'm like, those are progressively hard for me to watch just because of my own emotions.
I'm the same way. I can watch in a movie. I can watch dudes get their head blown off, every minute of every day. But the second you kick a puppy, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I mean, hell, there's an anime series that's about magical girls that I was enjoying, but then I saw a spoiler there that a side character has a dog that dies, and I'm like, I can't watch the show anymore because I know that's coming, and that would kill my enjoyment of the show.
That's completely understandable. It was tough, but I hate to say it was needed for this story, because it does make you hate High Evolutionary even more. Forget the megalomania, forget all that stuff. The fact that he is just this cruel, especially to Rocket, because he resents Rocket because he created something smarter than him.
Yeah. And not only that, but when that third act comes in and the High Evolutionary just completely goes off the rails and becomes so singularly obsessed that he even kills all of his people just because they wanted to get away. That's when I was like, okay, this is a villain that's he's finally showing his true nature here. And that was the part I'm like, okay, this is a fun villain to watch because you will really hate him.
Yeah, the High Evolutionary might be in the top of my favorite MCU villains. Again, he's just one of these characters that you don't know about unless you open up the complete, Marvel, guide to the Marvel universe. And then when you see him, it's just like, no, I just heard a beep. I don't know if that was from me or if that was from somebody else.
Well, I was snapping my finger because my cat was crawling up my bed.
Okay. Yeah, and Chukwudi Iwuji, I know I'm butchering that. I apologize. He's a fantastic actor to begin with. He's part of the James Gunn gang, so he was in Peacemaker. He's so good. And it's funny because usually I'm not a big fan of scenery chewing villains. Damn, if this didn't do it for me though.
He chewed the scenery, but in a good way.
Yeah,
he knew how to do it right.
Well, I mean, if you've got a god complex to the point where you can legitimately prove that you are a god, you would probably do the same thing.
You create an entire race of being, and then you decide, you know what? I don't like them. I'm going to kill. And then you just destroy an entire planet just because you don't like the people that you made.
Right. Right.
That's
I don't
like
want to play
making
with
a
you
Lego
anymore.
city and then destroying it because, like, you know what? I don't like that piece right there. Let's destroy everything.
Exactly. And that's what happens. He wants a perfect society, but he can't let society evolve to the point where it has faults.
Yeah.
And when they get to that second Earth with the animal creatures and the fact that there are beatings and there are drug deals and stuff like that, it's just things he cannot accept because, society will evolve.
Yeah.
Speaking of the scenes on that planet, my God, that car scene. The first time the word "fuck" is uttered in the MCU. Nebula opened the fucking door.
That one stood out. That one stood out.
Oh, I was sitting there with my kids watching it in the theater. I'm like, oh.
It's like, Jamie.
Yeah. No, please. Yeah. Yeah, he just recently heard Cody Rhodes tell The Rock to go fuck himself. So I think we're okay. But yeah, no, it's crazy because I feel like that opened the door because we did get it. I think it was Agatha all along. We got to fuck. And now in Daredevil Born Again.
That I'm not surprised about. I haven't seen Born Again yet because I'm kind of waiting for the entire thing to drop because I don't like cliffhangers. But I kind of figured there'd be something in there.
Yeah, they just dropped 2 episodes. The first episode, which is a bank heist episode, all over the place. And it's just like, okay, yep, Disney Plus.
Yep.
It's not the Disney Plus from 2019. I think overall, though, this movie, it does a lot. It offers closure too, because we know, never say never, but realistically, James Gunn's not coming back to these characters. They will be back. I guarantee Star-Lord will be back. They even said it like it was a James Bond film at the the end.
Which they did just drop the cast for Doomsday today, and I was kind of surprised that Chris Pratt was not listed on there.
I don't know. I mean, again, it's too early. They haven't even started filming yet. So who the hell knows? And I'm sure this is just a way of getting them talking.
Although if they don't have him in Doomsday, I would be kind of shocked if they don't have him in Secret Wars.
Right. Well, his next storyline would be Kitty Pryde.
Yeah.
That's in terms of the comic books, his next step is meeting up with Kitty Pryde. Now that is entirely possible to do if you move, we bring Chris Pratt back, and now he's just this guy.
Yeah.
He's just this guy living with his grandfather in the suburbs. He's got to get a regular job. And he just finds somebody who will listen to him talk about all his great adventures in space, and it turns out to be Kitty Pryde.
I can see that.
Yeah. I'd love to see that. But we'll see how that goes.
Another thing that I know we're going to disagree about, the music on this one.
This was an interesting one.
I don't know.
I still think 2 has got the best soundtrack out of everything because I just love the fact that there was a lot of drive time AM.
I still prefer 1.
Okay.
This one, I don't know. This one started feeling a little bit more like the thing that you hate, like with Juno, where it's like it's not so much that songs are put in there for a reason. It's more of, hey, I like this song. Let's put a song in there. Hey, I like this song. It's like there are moments where they start playing a song, and I'm like, why are they playing this song? It's actually kind of detracting from the scene.
Some of it worked better than others. I think that the acoustic creep worked perfectly well to open the movie. No Sleep Till Brooklyn.
Yes, I like that. I like that one.
For that hallway scene, that uncut hallway scene.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'm wearing this Has Been Hotel shirt because there's the song from the pilot is in this one.
Okay. Which song is that?
What was it? Inside of Everybody is a Rainbow.
Okay, yep.
They use a derivation of that in the pilot of Aspen Hotel.
All right. I mean, there's something. I like isolating it from the movie. I like a lot of these songs in here. It's weird that they were able to use Bruce Springsteen's Badlands, but it shows up in the credits. It doesn't show up in the movie itself. I like the callback to "Come and Get Your Love."
Yeah, same here.
At the end,
it's like a lot of the music in scenes in the first two acts.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know why that song is there, and I don't feel it helps the scene. In the third act, when they have like No Sleep Till Brooklyn, Come Get Your Love, and Badlands, I like, you know what, those songs I like. I think they work.
Yeah, I felt like that worked out. I mean, this is, you come to expect that you're going to get this great soundtrack.
Yeah.
And again, I personally like To the Best because of that that 70s AM sound. This definitely sounded like it came from a Zune. In fact, and I will say I did love the use of Dog Days Are Over by Florence and the Machine at the very end.
Oh, yes.
At the very end, I mean, it was perfect. Because of the ebbs and flows of the song itself, it really works itself into some of the drama that they had, especially with like Mantis leaving.
Pretty much everyone leaving, really.
What's that?
Pretty much everyone leaving.
Well, I mean, Nebula's still going to be there. But Nebula's really just going to stay to fix Nowhere. She's not part of the core team anymore. It's Rocket and Groot's team. What's that?
Andrax,
yeah. So they're gonna stay there, but yep.
One more thing I will say is this is the first movie of the trilogy that I really felt that Drax was earning his Destroyer moniker, because in the first one he was strong, but he was like Ronan wiped the floor with him.
Yeah.
The second one, he didn't really do any like really heavy lifting for me, at least. This one, he was a powerhouse and he showed it. Like when he had busted down that door to the airlock, when they were running out of oxygen, he still managed to bust it down. I'm like, yes, this is Drax the Destroyer.
But the beauty was too is that they show what his actual worth is.
Yeah.
In it, and that he is a genuinely, kind and caring person. The way he was able to talk to the children, I thought was fantastic. Still, he's got that, he doesn't understand innuendo or hyperbole, but he definitely, and the character is just, Drax has grown as a character throughout all of these movies. He's always been a joy to watch. I love watching Dave Bautista.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy that he got that ending for this movie.
Yeah.
What is crazy to me about this too is that if you remember during the release of Guardians 3, who was going to die?
Yeah.
That was a big discussion. Somebody has to die.
I was really surprised no one died in this one.
They definitely teased it. They teased Rocket, they teased Drax, and they teased Quill.
Yeah.
And that's just one of those, the Quill's kind of like restoral back to life is a bit of a quibble. But I'm okay with it.
He's half celestial, so I'm like, you know what? It
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love seeing more of Cosmos.
Oh, Cosmo was great. Kraglin was a lot of fun. I mean, Sean Gunn has really earned his keep in these movies, so I love seeing him.
The whole running gag about "I'm not a bad dog, you are a bad dog." I'm not a bad dog.
We'll take it back.
Even when they're all around playing cards.
Yeah.
Good people don't tell me I'm a bad dog. Craig, and we just take back that she's a bad dog. No, I won't take it back because she's a bad dog. That was a running joke.
It was interesting seeing the Sovereign.
Yeah,
coming back. And having it be revealed that that's one of the High Evolutionaries' creations.
Yeah, and Adam Warlock being kind of like a child.
You know what? I know a lot of people had difficulty with that because Adam Warlock is one of the most powerful beings in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the soul stone in him, right?
Yeah, but what they did with him, I thought worked perfectly well in the confines of this. Because again, you've already got this godlike character. You don't need another one, especially one that is after them. Yeah. And I like the idea that they took him out. They took him out of the Genesis cocoon too early. Yeah. So this is what he's like. I thought Will Poulter was fine.
Yeah.
In this, and again, is this going to be one of these characters they just kind of forget about, or are we going to see him kind of evolve? Come Secret Wars, come Doomsday.
Yeah, we might see him actually become the Warlock from the comics.
Right, exactly. I mean, they've already done the Infinity Saga.
Yeah, they're not going to do.
So we can't bring him and Pip the Troll together.
Well, I mean, they could, but
the other thing too. I mean, they can, just in a different context.
Yeah.
Another quibble I had. I really hated the uniforms, and this is a minor quibble because I kind of feel like this, maybe like the X-Men had their own costume, like their own uniform outfits for a while, but they evolved from that. And at the end, it was just kind of weird that everybody had one of those maroon costumes on, including Warlock.
Yeah, for me, it's really hard to top their outfits from the end of the first movie.
Yeah.
The Red Ravager derivations.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they were fine. I mean, they didn't really take me out. I mean, the high colors, those kind of like, because there was one time where like Quill had to like turn his head and like turn his whole body because I'm like, exactly how stiff are those necks right now?
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of outfits, the outfits that they had when they were landing, the Among Us.
Oh.
That's what they were referencing. I thought that was a lot of fun. And the fact that Drax is always complaining about what he is asked to wear because it doesn't go with something minor. It clashes with my eyes.
And the whole like chain, the different color buttons.
Yeah.
For the comms.
Yeah. So, it's again, it's just Dave Bautista is such a joy in this. I mean, overall, I really enjoyed this one. 2023 was for the MCU, it was a rough year. We, last week we talked about the Marvels. You just feel that was rough. What's that?
I mean, this one came out, and then the Marvels came out. Was the next movie?
Yes, in 2023, you started the year off with Quantumania, which I have to go back and watch it.
Another one I haven't seen yet, so
okay.
I probably should watch that before Doomsday, at least anyway.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to by the time Doomsday rolls around, I think we gotta officially catch up on everything.
Yeah.
But overall, I really enjoyed this one. I've always loved the Guardians of the Galaxy films. I love what James Gunn has brought to this universe because again, this was the impossible task. This was supposed to be the first series to fail. This was the biggest gamble they had taken at that point.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I still think this is probably the weakest of the three, but it's still a fun watch.
Mm-hmm.
I did not have any problems with that other than the animal scenes.
Yeah, and that's understandable. Just as a human being, that's understandable.
Yeah, but honestly, the when Rocket finds all those baby raccoons at the end, he's common name Raccoon.
Yep.
I think that moment got me harder than any other moment because I mean, hell, even when he came back to life and his last words to the spiritual Lila was, "I'm not a raccoon," and he kind of sees it. Yeah, you are a raccoon. And he finally says, "Yeah, I'm Rocket Raccoon."
Rocket Raccoon. Yeah. I thought that was fantastic. It was nice too because that's to a very minor extent, an Avengers Assemble type of line. He's never just been Rocket. He's always been Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah.
And in the last two movies, having him kind of fight what is I don't even know what a raccoon is.
Keep calling me Trash Panda.
But yeah, overall, I just really enjoyed this.
Yeah.
I'm happy that this one got made. This is the one that also had to deal with the, Gunn getting booted from the MCU because of some bullshit that somebody was like, oh, he said this.
Yeah. And then they brought him back because they was like, you know what? No. Let's just bring him back to the last movie.
Wait, you apologized? Yeah. Like a genuine apology? Get out of town. Nobody does that. Okay, fine. We'll give you a movie. Yeah.
But it also does make me really look forward to his Superman movie coming up.
Yes. Yeah. This is gonna be a good summer. Between that and Fantastic Four, I think we're gonna be eating well. So anyway, I think that's all I gotta say about Guardians 3. How about you?
Some of the kind of weird camera angles and twirls and all that.
Yeah.
In that whole Orgo fight scene, I'm like, yeah, please cut it back a little bit. During the fight at the end, it worked better. At the beginning, it kind of felt like it was just like, yeah, now you're just kind of doing it because you can do it.
Yeah.
But
worse things. I have seen worse choreographed fights. At least in these movies, you can tell who's fighting who.
Yeah. But that's all I got to say.
Awesome. Well, we want to know, what are your thoughts on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3? Leave a comment below. Where does this rank in your list of Guardians films? And you can include the holiday special in there if you would like.
Oh, yes. Why wouldn't you? Come on.
So awesome. So yeah, do that. If you like what you watched tonight, hit that subscribe button. Give us that big thumbs up. Helps us in the algorithm, as always. Also, Mike and I host a little podcast called Geek Salad. You can check that out wherever you get your podcasts. We just last week launched our side 2 of our Music in 1995, and tomorrow night we are back in the studio, and we're going to actually be talking about the movies and TV shows from the MCU that we feel have been unfairly maligned in our social corners. What's that?
One of which you may have heard about last week.
Yes, exactly. One of which you totally heard about last week because somebody brought it up on our Blue Sky. Speaking of which, we are on the socials on Facebook at Geek Salad Podcast and on Blue Sky at geeksalladradio.social.bsky, whatever that is. Just look for us at Geek Salad Radio to find us there. We are on Twitter still, but I don't do anything there anymore, so you're just doing it. You follow me, thanks, but we're not going anywhere. Just follow us on Blue Sky. Yeah. And you can check out our past archived episodes in our playlist. That includes our episodes. It includes our movie reviews. And it includes, we actually am curating our playlist for all of the MCU movies that we've talked about. So if you just want to check out all those, and check the evolution of the YouTube feed and really the evolution of, how we used to look and how I used to set up my camera back then. You can do that as well. So until next time, I'm Andy.
I'm Mike.
Go forth and be nerdful. We'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
No.